how much of this democracy, unbroken democracy that we are celebrating today, how has it translated to, unbroken food security? How has it transformed into unbroken security in the nation? How has it transformed into unbroken access to education, access to healthcare? And we're talking about celebration of democracy. The democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people. And it should actually change the lives of our people. We are representing our people. Our people are hungry back home. For me, to be honest with you, Mr. Speaker, there is nothing to celebrate.
Oh, you are saying we should not celebrate
we should
democracy?
be looking at celebrating food security. We should be looking at celebrating access to healthcare. So we should be looking at celebrating. There are lots of things to celebrate. We know that we have had unbroken. Excuse me, please. I need to be protected. I need to be protected, Mr. Speaker.
You are protected, but democracy is what is protecting you.
So
democracy has given you that place you are standing.
We have on this floor.
To be a parliamentarian, it's democracy that gave you that platform. Are you saying you are not celebrating it?
How has it impacted? We need it to move a step further. We need it to move a step further. If I am here and it has brought me here, how has it impacted my own people? That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much.
So please,
thank you.
We are celebrating, I am celebrating, but we should be able
you are celebrating it now.
Implement what we have been doing here.
Thank you. So you are celebrating it now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, democracy. That's the last words countered her first word, because democracy gave her the platform to be able to address this issue, and to say she is not celebrating it is what bothered her. Honorable Kafilat, I want to hear you speak. Please.
We have had so many prophecy that Nigeria was going to break. That was in 2015. And of course, today we have had several elections. And today, as we speak, we have a president that is one of those that fought for the democracy of Nigeria. We have a president that did an election and lost in his own state. That is democracy. Today, we know that democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. As we speak today, the population of Nigeria as it stands, Nigerian women constitute about half of that population. And a nation that decides to underutilize the potential of about half of our population will go nowhere. I want to appeal that as we celebrate Nigeria's democracy today being 25 years, we should, as leaders of thought, I am happy that the national chairman of the largest party in Africa, APC, is here seated. We need political party reform.
You are protected.
Hello. We need. Hello. I am still on my feet. Mr. Speaker, I need your protection. I am still on my feet.
You are protected.
I am still on my feet, and nobody can intimidate me.
Honorable Kafilat.
Yes, like I was saying.
Honorable Kafilat.
We need political party reform.
Honorable Kafilat, calm down.
Yes.
You are protected by the chair.
Thank you.
Honorable Kafilat, you have not said anything that is not a fact.
Thank you.
Honorable Kafilat, the fact speaks for itself.
Yes, you said.
And the references you made, they are not debatable.
Thank you, sir.
So you are protected. Go ahead.
Yes, like I was saying, Mr. Speaker. Today, as we speak, Nigerian women are being marginalized, and this is the reality. We want political party reforms as we celebrate this democracy. We want a situation where the electoral body of this nation will reject single gender lists from our political parties, where lists are submitted for houses of assembly and they are all men, where lists are submitted for houses of representatives and they are all men, where lists are submitted for councillors at the local government level
much.
Thank you.
As we move forward and as we advance as a democracy, there is a need for leadership at every level. Everything rises and falls on leadership. I heard one of the speakers said, Nigeria is rich. Nigeria is rich in resources. Nigeria is rich in human capital. But in management of human capital and resources, there is still a lot that needs to be done in order to move this nation forward. Mr. Speaker, we are glad because of democracy we are standing here. We are glad because of democracy we could speak and our voice is heard. Mr. Speaker, there is still need for freedom in Nigeria. There are parts of Nigeria that cannot go and pray freely. There are other parts of Nigeria that cannot mingle freely. And if we are saying that we are practicing democracy, then there shall be freedom and the same law, constitution that govern one part of Nigeria should also govern the other part of Nigeria if we are practicing democracy. I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that Nigeria indeed have received and has progressed in many dimensions. But I want to say here that Nigeria needs to provide social security for her citizens, especially as it relates to health and education. Up to this moment, Mr. Speaker, and everyone seated here, one of the greatest challenges and the calls, the text message we receive are borders on healthcare and education. And I think going forward, Mr. Speaker, Nigeria needs to get her healthcare system right. Without health, there is no productivity. Without health, there is no Nigerian. Until we get it right in our health sector, we cannot get it right in productivity. Mr. Speaker, moving forward, Nigeria needs to have our citizens, poor people, need to be able to access health care without paying from their pocket. Social security needs to be in place. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. And thank you for democracy. Thank you, Nigerians.
Honorable Isiaka. Then Honorable Jaha, get ready.
Especially the opportunities it has granted to this country over 25 years. One, it has provided citizens a process to participate in the political process of a country without hindrance. Secondly, it has provided individuals freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Freedom, it has provided, it has guaranteed civil liberties where people have freedom of religion, freedom of association, freedom of assembly, which were not there. The society, the citizens could not have enjoyed that without democracy. There is the issue of accountability. The people holds people in governance accountable, and it is their duty to present themselves before the people that elected them to account for their stewardship. Democracy creates an environment for economic opportunities, liberalize the economy, liberalize participation of each and everyone in the ecosystem of the economy of the country. Democracy, Mr. Speaker, emphasizes on equal and social mobility, where people advance based on their merit, hard work, intellect. Is only democracy that can provide that space and open the society for people, for citizens to actualize themselves. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Julius Ihanvere, ON, DSSRS, and I come from Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State. 25 years from broken democracy is definitely something to celebrate. Like the police normally put in their station, if you hate the police or you don't like the police, try talks and see the difference. If you think the democracy is not perfect, it is not the one you were dreaming about, it is not what we expect to be, get a taste of authoritarianism, dictatorship, and fascism, and you will know that what we have is setting a road path to a better society. Certainly it could be better, but we are thankful that we have this. 25 years has given the legislature an opportunity to grow, to set a tradition, to build history and build leadership, and provide a fertile training ground for training young Nigerians as legislators so that they can contribute while here and outside to the growth and development of this country. Mr. Speaker, many years ago, one Robert S. Kaplan, writing in The Atlantic, wrote an article called The Coming Anarchy. And I think he wrote a couple of other articles after that, giving Nigeria's democracy less than 10 years to survive. I think we have disappointed him, and we have also disappointed other enemies of doom, so to put it. Our democracy is growing, is getting stronger. There are things we still need to do. We need to expand the political space. We need to consolidate our institutions. We need to build accountability and inclusion in the political parties. We need to create more room for women and for young people to enjoy the benefits of democracy. We need to ensure that our democracy strengthens us enough to punish impunity, corruption, and political rascality at whatever level it comes. We've been discussing how to strengthen local governance. This is a task that must be done, and we can only do it under a democratic system like we have. Mr. Speaker, there's a lot to say that is good about democracy. There is very little to say about democracy that is not working. But with time, I am sure we'll move from just democracy to democratization, which is the level where you consolidate the institutions, structures, and processes of democracy and begin to put the people and their institutions, communities, on the driver's seat to determine who governs them, how they are governed, and why they are governed. We are making good progress, and I think that we should continue to work hard at it, and I'm sure that these dividends of democracy that we always dream about will become a routine issue. Finally, Mr. Speaker, as we also discuss the issue of constitutional amendment, you can only talk constitutional amendment of constitutions under a democratic system. We should also remember that we have a challenge in there, which is not just to bring in the constitution of the people, but also to begin to think about building, encouraging, expanding the culture of constitutionalism. That is a level where the people themselves own the Constitution and deploy it to defend their individual and collective rights. But to do that, they have to know what the Constitution is about. And I think that Deputy Speaker is laying the foundation of carrying every Nigerian along as much as possible. And we should not be afraid of comparative studies of what is going on in other climes, particularly in Africa and the developing world, so that we can enrich the dynamics of our own political processes. I want to congratulate us, congratulate Nigerians, congratulate the leaders of this country on how far we have fared. And I want to pray that they get the courage, they acquire that courage to do things better to benefit the entire country. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.